And
now I'm like, it's early, but I've got the coffee, so we're good. Okay, so come to stand. Let's just sort ourselves out real quick. Thanks for tuning in this morning, guys. Okay, feet hip width apart. Just look down at the toes, make sure, even though I don't have a full angle here anymore, pressing the feet down and just feel like you can grow a little bit longer and taller. And just notice how your muscles start to work the moment you actually try to stand up really tall and not sink in to your joints and into your pelvis. So you lift and lengthen, lift out of your pelvic floor, and then we'll take our big inhale up. And exhale. Again, we inhale up. And then we exhale to roll over to the toes. So maybe here you slightly bend the knees for that first forward fold. So rolling over to the toes. And just take a breath there. And then from there, slowly start to walk your hands out to your plank position. Setting up that first plank, lengthening through the heels, drawing the abs up and in, slide the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, exhale to downward dog. And just take a breath there. You can run the knees out, starting to just wake up the body. Pressing the floor away from you with the hands, pressing the heels back, and then grounding both heels back, and then rounding your spine back forward into your plank, and then back into your downward dog. So just take that a couple more times, finding that little flow, finding some opening in the spine, but find that strong plank on the other end, and then you roll the hips back up. One more time into the plank and then into the downward dog. And then hang out in your downward dog for a moment. You can pedal the knees again out here. We'll press both heels back and then lengthen the right leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip, and just let the weight of the leg pull the hip open and feel that stretch through the right oblique, the psoas maybe, and breathe there for a moment. I don't know about you guys, but that feels so incredible to find a little bit of length in there. For me, it does. And then square the hips, step that foot through the hands, and then reach the right hand up to the sky. For me, it just like unravels everything, and there's all these little pops going on. Reaching those right fingertips up a little bit higher, pressing back through that left heel, hugging the right thigh in just a little bit. One more breath there, and then bringing that hand back down. Step back into your plank. Find the plank for a moment. Drawing the abs up and in. Lengthen through the crown of the head, through the heels. Inhale, exhale to downward dog. And we'll take the left leg up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. And just let the wiggle leg pull you open. Taking a couple breaths here. And then we'll square the hips, step that foot through the hands, and then reach the left fingertips up to the sky. Reaching the fingertips up a little bit higher, pushing the right heel back, hugging the left thigh in. And then we'll sweep that hand back down, step back into your plank, holding your plank here. Slide the shoulders away from the ears, drawing the abs up and in. Float the right leg up, point the toes, little pulses up. And we'll lower that leg down, float the left leg up, pulses up from the booty. And lower that leg down, bend the knees, press back, take a child's pose. And breathe there. Reach the fingertips far to the front, heavy your sits bones down to your heels. Big inhale and exhale. One more time. And we're just going to slide yourself out onto your belly. So just slide your body forward and come all the way down to your stomach. Folding the forearms together. Gluing the forehead to the forearms. And let the arms come just a touch forward so your upper body can really relax into your hands and everything is melted down. Shake your pelvis out. Let go of any tension in your sacrum. And then connect your pubic bone and your hip points down into the mat. So you find that connection to the mat and then feel your belly button start to lift off the mat and lower it down. And draw the abs up and in and release. One more time, drawing the abs up and in. Feel how your ribs can start to knit into the body. Relax the shoulders, float your right leg up, point the toe, keep the pelvis in place, and lower. And other side. So just alternating leg lifts without letting anything else move in the body. Can you lift from your glute and not your low back? Can you let your shoulders relax? Last one, single leg. And then both legs are going to float up and lower. Both legs lift and lower. Both legs lift and hold, and then circle the legs away from each other. Engaging the glutes. Can you keep this in your glutes, not going into your low back? So that's where you want to anchor your pubic bone down and reverse your circle. So don't worry about how high it's going. And then we'll lower those legs down and shake the pelvis out. Keeping the toes attached to the mat. Feel like your spine is so long. Draw the abs in and float the upper body just an inch up off the mat. So let's make it small to start. Even if you can go higher, make it small. And then lower it down. Each time you can bring it up a touch higher. Anchor your pelvis, draw the abs in, and then lift the upper body. And lower. Draw the belly in and lift. And lower. We have two more. So starting to take it to where you feel like you can maintain that. Lift. Get longer. And lower. One more time. Draw the abs in, lift. Lift the elbows up a little bit higher. Lift the elbows up. And then lower everything down. Shake the pelvis out. You're going to bend the knees. Flex the feet. And let the knees be open as wide as the pelvis. So not super wide, but they're not closed either. Squish the heels together. And then float the thighs up. And lower. Relax the shoulders. Float the thighs up. And lower. So really engage the booty to do the lift. Don't just lift the legs. Really firm up the tush and then float the legs up. Super controlled. Make sure the upper body's relaxed. Pull the abs in. And then hold the thighs up and small lift, hold. Lift, hold. Push the heels a little bit tighter together. Lift, hold. For 5. Last one, hold it up and tiny pulses. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, extend the legs long and shake the pelvis out. Extend the arms long to the front. Slide the shoulder blades away from the ears. Draw the abs up and in. And then we'll float both arms and legs up off the mat. Find a little more length, but plug your shoulder blades down, and then we'll start our swim. Little swim. Flutter kick. Can you zip the abs up off of the mat? Lift out of your pelvic floor. Get a little bit longer for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, lowering everything back down and relax it out. Just gently press yourself to your child's pose. Take a breath there. And then you roll yourself up onto hands and knees. Finding your knees underneath your pelvis and your hands underneath the shoulders, rounding into your cat stretch and into your cow. And into your cat, into your cow. And find your way back into neutral. Draw the abs up and in, and extend the right arm and the left leg at the same time while relaxing the right foot that's on the mat. Get a little bit longer and bring it back to center. Other side. And a little bit longer. So alternating sides. It sounds like the street cleaner is going down my street right now and it's stressing me out, even though my car is in the right spot, but it's like an hour before street cleaning. So but I know I'm all right. I know it's in the right spot, but it's that street cleaning situation that's always on the brain. One more each way. We're going to come back to center. And we're going to go right arm, right leg. So stay in neutral, same side of the body now. Reach the right arm and the right leg away. Find your stability, lots of abs here. And bring it back to center. Left side. Ooh, this one is so not fun. Back to center. Again, right side. Reaching the arm and leg at the same time if you can.
Oh.
Now the abs are turning on and bring it back to center. So if they weren't already, now they're working left. Square those hips as best as possible. Hold the right side now. So go back to the right side, hold. You're gonna bring your knee and your elbow to touch. Maybe this side is a little harder for me. One more time. Bring it back to center. Left side, lengthen. And then knee and the elbow come to touch. And extend. In. One more. Extend, bring it back to center. And then into your cat stretch. Into your cow. And back into neutral, roll the toes under. That one was a little evil, at least for me this morning. Hands are underneath shoulders, rotate the eye of the elbow forward. You're gonna hover the knees that little tiny inch up off the mat. And breathe, long neck. Push the back of your skull up just a tiny bit. Pull up out of your pelvic floor. Holding for 5, 4, 3, hug your thighs slightly towards each other. And last one, knees down. Turn the fingertips towards your knees. And just take a little stretch back. And then you can circle it around. Take a little stretch in the forearm. Reverse that. And back to center. Hands, fingertips forward. Eye of the elbow facing forward. Tuck those toes, and then we hover the knees up again up off the mat. Shift your weight slightly forward. Micro bend the elbows and straighten and bend. Press, bend, and press. Little bend. The elbows go backwards. They're not going off to the side. Make sure they're going backwards for 5. Pull the abs in. 2. And last one. Knees down. Back of the hand down. Fingertips to the knees. And then lean back just slightly. Easy. Don't want to break the wrist, but take that stretch. And then back to center one more time here. We're going to do single leg. So if single leg isn't feeling great, you can just keep both legs on the mat and stay in your hover. Otherwise, you have the toes tucked, draw the abs up and in, hover the knees 1 inch, pull those abs in, right knee pull to the chest, kick it out 5 times. Pull in and out and in. Breathe. 2. And last one, we meet back in the hover. Left knee, draw into the chest and extend. Pull in. Extend. 2. Last one, meet back in your hover. Hold, 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 and lower the knees down. And then come to sit on your bum. You can roll the wrists out. And reverse that. So just loosening everything up. And let's grab your ring or your band or whatever you're going to use. And we'll get ready. We'll sit on our booty. And make our way onto our back in a moment. So sitting up tall, holding the ring, reaching out to the front. And then imagine that there's a wall behind you. So you can lift and lengthen your spine, getting super long. Give the ring a squeeze, draw the abs in, tuck your pelvis, and start to roll yourself down to the mat. We're gonna slowly roll all the way down. Vertebra by vertebra to imprint your spine all the way down to your head is on the mat, reaching your arms back behind you. Firm the back of the thighs down. Inhale, exhale, taking that ring right back up over your chest. Fingertips to the sky. And then fold forward from the rib cage. And then a little bit up. And a little bit up. And a little bit up. And you're going to roll up up, 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 and reaching it forward to restack and sit up tall. Get a little bit longer, taller, as if someone's pulling up underneath your armpits, and then just roll back halfway, sliding your tailbone underneath you. Can you relax the shoulder blades away from the ears and then lift your elbows slightly and just give whatever you're holding a squeeze. Push it in, draw the abs in, and then take it a tiny inch back and a tiny inch up. So your tailbone is tucked underneath you. It's a tiny little roll back up. So if you don't have anything in your hands, you just energize. Imagine you're squeezing onto something. Tiny inch back, a tiny inch up. For 3. Lift out of your pelvic floor. 2. Last one, hold it. Hold, hold, hold. And then roll yourself up to sit tall. Relax the shoulders down. Scoop and roll back halfway. Hold here. Try to soften the legs. Make sure the legs stay exactly in this position. Now rotate your torso to the right. And return to center. Twist over to the left. And return to center. Hold. Go back a tiny inch. Just your rib cage is spiraling around. Doesn't affect the lower body. And back to center. And twist. Relax the shoulders. And back to center. One more time. Go back a little bit. Twist as far as you can. Twist like you're unraveling. And rotate back to center. Other side, twist. And back to center. And dive up and over to the toes and give your feet a hug, whatever you're using. Grabbing forward to take that forward fold. And then hook it onto your right foot. And take the right leg up to the sky. Roll all the way back. Let's take our stretch here. Breathe into the back of the leg. So you're firming the left leg down. And then you can have that little bend and strain of the leg. Pushing that right sits bone forward. Breathing into it. And let's try to take a few more breaths that bring it back just a little bit further, not yanking it, but just easing it in. Just take one more breath there. And we'll release that, hooking it to the toes for calf stretch. Pulling the toes down, heel up. So eased up on the hamstring and the toes pull down. And you're gonna point and flex. Finding that length in the calf. Then hold the toes down and breathe into it. And we'll release that, hooking it to the center of the foot, spiraling the thigh open and out to the side for inner thigh. Breathe into that inner thigh and lengthen out of the right heel. And then shoulders relax. Just take a few more breaths, just really melting in, but actively stretching. We'll sweep that leg back up to the sky. Anchor the back pocket down, the leg come a little bit across the body, stretch the side of the hip. So you're pushing your right hip away and pushing that back pocket down. And one more breath there. And we'll melt into the spinal twist with the leg fall across the body, looking in the opposite direction. And extend that leg out to straight. Holding on to your ring, shake those legs out. And peel yourself up and over and catch onto the left foot. And roll all the way down, taking the leg up to the sky. And just melt into it. So just let your body get used to having that leg up. And then you'll start to push that left sits bone away. We can add our bend and straighten the leg. And then we'll start to keep the leg straight and breathe, pulling it back just a little bit further. Breathing into it. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Can it come back just a little bit further by pushing the left sits bone forward. And we'll release that, bringing it to the toes for your calf stretch. Toes pull down, heel pushes up. And let's point and flex. And then hold the toes down, pushing the heel up. And we'll release that. Hooking it back to the center of the foot as you spiral the thigh open and out to the side, externally rotating the leg. So find all that length in the inner thigh, breathing into it, anchoring your right side down. And the right hip push into the mat as you lengthen out of the left inner thigh. Take one more breath there. And we'll stick that leg back up to the sky. Anchor the back pocket down. Push the left sits bone away. Let the leg come any amount across the body where your pelvis won't leave the mat. Shoulders are relaxed. Take two more breaths here. Can you push that left sits bone away a little bit further so you can keep that length through your side body? And then in your next exhale, we'll melt into the spinal twist. Let the leg fall across the body, looking in the opposite direction. And then extend that leg back out to straight. Shake the legs out so they're long and loose. And now you feel super ready to go. Again for the abs. Bend the knees, bring the feet to the mat. And we'll just take a couple arches and imprints of the spine just to get rid of any tension that might be in the low back. And then to find your way into your neutral, feet hip width apart, knees to the sky, arms up above the shoulders. Energize as if you still have that ring in between your hands. Inhale, exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and then press your hands forward. Reach your fingertips to the heels and check out where your pelvis is. From here, let's imprint the spine and then drop the pelvis back into neutral. Again, imprint and drop into neutral. One more time, imprint, drop into neutral, keep neutral, lower the head back down. Inhale, exhale, reaching forward. And back down. Exhale. And this one, let's hold it up. And then little reaches forward. Reach, reach. So see how your pelvis is staying so still. So your cup of tea can balance on your low abs for 3. And last one, lower back down. Inhale, exhale, lift right back up to that same position. March the right leg into tabletop. Place it on the mat, left leg. So no movement in the pelvis as you alternate lifting a leg. Feel the abs drawing in, lift out of your pelvic floor. 2 more like that. Soft through the jaw. You're folding forward from the rib cage. Last one each way. And bring it back to center. Lower all the way back down. Just take a little reach back with your arms. And then return the arms back down to the sides. Wide through the collarbone as you now bring your right leg into tabletop without losing neutral. Left leg up to meet it. Shoulders relax. Draw the belly in. And then extend the right leg straight to the front and bring it back in. Left leg out and in. You just lengthen forward and in. It's just extending out of the hip socket, taking it out to where it feels all right for your body. Maybe it's up towards the ceiling. Maybe it's lengthening out towards the mat. But you can't go too low without going into an arch. So just be aware of what's happening in your pelvis. One more like that each way. Taking it into a march from here. So toe tap right toes and lift and left and lift. So you can bring your hands onto your pelvis if that feels good to make sure nothing is moving. Also wanting to keep equal distance between the ribs and the hips. So making sure both sides are equally as long. Drawing the belly in. And now we're going to coordinate that movement. The right leg is going to extend out straight and in and left. Now march the right leg and left. So it's just going to go straight and straight. And then with the bent knee march, alternating sides. Again, lengthen out of the hip. All the while adding challenge to the pelvis to stay still where the abs are now working hard. Lengthen, lengthen. Soften the ribs into the body. Maybe the ribs, you need a hand on the ribs. One more, last one set each way. And toe tap and tap. Bring it back to center. And hug the knees in. Take the knees, stir them in the hip sockets, just so no tension in the hip flexors. And reverse. And we'll bring it back to center. Hug the thighs towards each other. So squeeze the knees in, squeeze the ankles, squeeze the feet, relax the shoulders. We're gonna point the toes and let the toes dip forward just a little bit. So small to start, and then float the knees back up. Each time can go a little bit further, but I want you to be slow and controlled so the pelvis does not move. Drawing the abs in. Sorry for all of the construction outside. I'm not sure what's going on. Lengthen the legs down. Maybe it's a touch further. And lift. Draw the belly in. Squeeze pelvic floor. Take a couple more like that. Soft through the jaw. We'll float the hands an inch up off the mat. Fold forward from the rib cage. Always having the option to keep the head down. Flex the feet, same thing. Dip forward and float the legs up. So same movement, we just flex the feet and the head is up if that's available. If the hands are up, you're reaching them forward, energizing out of the fingertips. Now hold this one down, feet together, knees open and close. While the pelvis stays drawing the belly in. For 3. And last one, bring it back together, hug the knees in, let the head relax down. Bring the legs back to tabletop, reach the hands up to the sky. Inhale, exhale, press the hands towards the hips, shoot the legs out long for our hundreds, prep, and then bring it back in. Inhale, exhale, fold forward from the rib cage, lengthen, and bring it back in. Inhale, exhale. And then let's hold this one up for the hundreds. Inhale, exhale, start to pump the arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Inhales, and exhale. So you keep the legs wherever you feel like you're getting the challenge in your abs, but it's not going into your back. Inhale and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your legs can be parallel, they can be in turn out. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you change the position of the leg. Maybe you go internal rotation. Where's your challenge this morning? Inhale, big. Keep lengthening out of those fingertips. Energize out of your fingers. 2 more sets. Lift out of your pelvic floor. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's lengthen the legs back up to the sky. Hug the knees in. And relax it all the way down. You can let your head rock side to side. And then we'll bring it back to center. Let's bring the feet down to the mat. Hands alongside your body, setting up for bridging. So energize in the thighs. Actually, does everybody have a ring or a block or a ball or something that you could put in between your thighs? Yeah? Anything, a pillow. Let's put whatever you got, something to find some energy in the inner thighs, and then we're going to go into our bridging. So we'll grab that, feet hip width apart, and whatever you have deep in the inner thighs, not just the knees. I want it in the inner thighs where it doesn't really feel the best. And let's come into there. So pelvis is in neutral, abs are drawing in. We're going to just squeeze and release, and squeeze and release. Keep anchoring your big toe mound down, even as you're opening. Squeeze as hard as you can, and then let it all the way go open. And then we're going to start to make that movement a little bit smaller. We're going to squeeze it in, and then only a little bit open. And squeeze it in, and just a little bit open. So not all the way. Squeeze. So we're constantly keeping that tension on. Pressing the feet down. Energize the heels down and feel as if your heels can kind of reach back towards your bum. Even though they're not moving, the energy is pulling them into the back. Not into your back, but the energy is going back up towards your sits bones. Shoulders relax. And then let's hold it in. Let's come in a little bit tighter, and now tiny pulses in. Just stay in neutral for 5. Last one, open and close. Hold it tighter and tighter. And now pulse in. For 5. Hold it and release. One more time there. Squeeze in. Hold it tighter, tighter. And now pulses. Pulse. Draw the belly in. Find those inner thighs screaming, hopefully. Shoulders relax for 5. Last one, hold it. A little bit tighter, and then open all the way. Take whatever you have out. You can put it to the side now. Let the feet go wide. Windshield wiper the knees in and out. So now when we go into our bridging, you have that energy of the inner thighs pulling slightly towards each other. And then let's bring the legs back up. Hip width apart. Anchoring those feet down, arms relax alongside the body. Tuck your pelvis. You've got the energy as if that blocker ring is still there. And pull your hips up, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra, up to the top, opening through the hips, pushing the knees forward, and then firm up the booty. Collarbone is wide, and sequentially rolling down. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale, peeling all the way up. Hug the thighs slightly together, firm the tush, and all the way down. And now exhale, peeling up. Wide through the collarbone and sequentially down. The next one will stay all the way up. Peeling, roll through the lower back all the way. Lift the hips up high, keeping the neck long, collarbone wide. Wrapping the ribs in, and then just drop the butt to almost touch the mat and press back up and squeeze. Tap down, up and squeeze. Down, up, and hold. Squeeze. Anchoring the inside line of the foot down. And on the next one, let's hold the hips up high. Lift them a little bit higher. Reach your sits bones towards your calves and tiny pulse up, up. So we're not sinking into the low back at all. If anything, err on the side of pulling your pubic bone towards your face for 5. Last one. Let's lift the heels as high as you can. Maybe you need to walk the feet in. Feel where it feels best and most stable for you. And then tap the butt down, press up and squeeze. So your heels are as high as they can lift. Press the big toe mound down, press your pinky toe down. Down, up, and squeeze. Collarbone is wide. And then lift and hold. Tiny pulses up. Hug the thighs slightly in. Open through the pelvis. Those hips for 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Tap your right heel down and lift. Tap your left. Alternating sides without letting your pelvis move at all. Really energizing through the back side of your body. Keeping those hips high. Eyes to the sky. Pubic bone is slightly coming towards you because it's probably just keeping it in neutral. Last one each way. Both heels high. Let's drop the heels down. Feet go to the outside edges of your mat. Again, find that little tuck of the pelvis to make sure you're staying in neutral. And then lift the toes up. Dig your heels down. Reach the hands up to the sky. Tap your butt down. Press up and lift and hold. Tap down, press up, squeeze. We're firing up your backside. Strong glutes. Make sure our glutes and hips are strong to get us around. And then hold the hips high. And we'll tuck the thighs together and open. Just a little sweep in and out and in and out. If it feels like it's going into your back, you bring your hands down to the mat. 2 more. And then let's hold the knees open and small pulse up. Retuck that pelvis just slightly to really fire up at the base of the bum for 10. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Drop the feet, walk the feet back to center. Hands back down by the sides. Roll your spine all the way back down. You get 1 second to break. Reset. Roll your hips all the way back up so there's no tension in your low back. And we'll bring the right leg into tabletop. Extend the right leg straight out to the front and pull it back into table. It just lengthens away and in. The left side is supporting. And then holding it out, sweep the leg up to the sky and tiny pulses up. You can have your foot all the way down or lift your toes. Breathe for 5. Last 1, place that foot on the mat. Recommit to your hips staying up. Let's bring the left leg into table. Extend the leg out and pull it to table. Lengthen and table. Try to keep your hips even. 2. Last 1. Let's take that leg all the way out straight, sweep it to the sky, and small pulse up, up. Little lifts. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Place that foot on the mat. Commit to the hips up. Last time, just little pulses of the butt. With the legs even, feet are down, little lifts. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Hug the thighs slightly towards each other. Firm the bum. Sequentially rolling your spine all the way back down into the mat. And then give your knees a little hug here. We'll cross the right ankle over the left thigh and hug from behind the left thigh, pushing the right elbow into the right thigh. And take the stretch here. Your tailbone be heavy. Let's pull that leg in a little bit closer, pushing the right thigh away. And other side. Threading the hands behind the thigh. we'll release that. Extend the legs out to straight. Reach the hands up to the sky. Firm the back of the thighs down, draw the belly in. Inhale, exhale, peel yourself all the way up, up, up. Reaching forward. And we're gonna grab your weights. We're gonna do the abdominal series with the weights if you want them, but you don't have to use them. So have them handy, put them down whenever you decide you don't want to be using them. Send the arms out straight, scoop. You're gonna roll yourself all the way down to the mat. Hands are up to the sky, bend the knees. And then set your pelvis into neutral, spine in neutral, bring your legs to table. Inhale, exhale, fold forward from the rib cage, reaching the hands forward. We're just gonna extend the right leg long. And then we're gonna go switch and switch, alternating sides. Breathe. So if it feels like it's not comfortable with the weights, you just put them on the mat. Breathe for 4. With control, 3. And last one. Bring it back to center. Place the weights down, hug the knees in, and give yourself a little stretch there. Bring it back to center, into neutral, grab a hold of your weights, reach the hands up to the sky. Fold forward from the rib cage as you lift forward, reaching the hands just past the knees for double leg stretch. Reach the arms and legs away from the body, and then just bring it right back to center. If your weights are really light, you can circle the arms around. If not, maybe you just go straight back and straight forward. As the arms go back, can your upper body stay in the same place? Pull the belly in. Lift out of your pelvic floor. Breathe. For 4. 3. Long neck. Pull the belly in. Last one, hold this one out. Hold, hold, hold. A little open away from the body and close. Open away from the body and close. One more time. And bring it back to center. Hug it all the way in and relax. Your head rock side to side. Let's bring the legs back to table. Extend the legs up to the sky. Reach the hands up to the sky. Fold forward from the rib cage. Bring your hands alongside your body. We're going to lower the left leg down. Double pull the right leg in. Scissor, pull, pull. Scissor, pull, pull. So we're just reaching the arms forward, but you could also put the weights down and grab behind your thigh. Otherwise, we're doing it just the legs, using the abs, pulling the belly in. You exhale on the scissor, little pulse in. Keeping the pelvis in neutral. Get those legs a little bit longer. 2 more. The last one each way. Bring both legs back up and place the waist down, hug the knees in. And relax, head rock side to side. We'll come back to center. No weights for this one. Hug the thighs together, bring fingertip touch behind the ears. Double straight leg lower. We're going to extend the legs to the sky. Exhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders. Glue the heels, turn the toes apart, draw the belly in. Extend the legs away from you at a high diagonal, and then drag the legs back up. So imagine the weight is in between your ankles here, and you've got to lift that up, actually between your heels. So you have that imaginary weight between your heels, and you're pulling it back up from the low abs. Lengthen. Exhale. Soft through the jaw. You've got that line between your chin and your chest. 2 more here. From the low belly, lift out of your pelvic floor as those legs flow back up. 1 more time. Extend and lengthen up, and then hug it all the way in and relax. Let your head rock. We're going to locate those weights again here. Bring the legs to table. Reach the hands to the sky, coming into crisscross. We fold forward from the rib cage as we lift, extend the left leg, and we're going to bring the weights one on either side of the under the right leg. Inhale, exhale, twist up and over. We just go reach and reach. So the weights will meet underneath the back of the leg that's in. You go twist. Breathe. So you could also do this with your hands behind your head. You don't have to use the weights. For 3, 2. Last one each way. We bring it back to center, hug it in, and relax it down. If you want, take the weights with you as you send the arms all the way back for a stretch. The legs go long to the front. 2 breaths here. Let everything go for a second. And then we're going to regroup. Reach the hands up to the sky. Inhale, exhale. We're going to lift the head, neck, and shoulders and roll all the way up, reaching all the way forward, and then scoop and roll back. Halfway, flip the palms to the sky. Bicep curls here. Breathe. So let the shoulders relax away from the ears. Lift out of your pelvic floor. Both arms are going to stay out. Turn the palms towards each other, alternating sides. Bend and bend. Keeping the collarbone opening. Last one each way. And we're going to sit up tall, send the arms to the back. The palms are still facing each other. Widen the collarbone and press the weights in. Lengthen out of your pelvis. So you could have a bent knee here if you decide to get a little more length. Breathe. Hold it in and push them up to the sky. Press up. Long neck. For 3. Last one, send the arms back forward. Turn the palms towards each other. Last one here, roll back halfway. And we just hinge the arms open and close. Hug a tree. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. For 4. Oh, I like with a baby. Great workout. And last one, bring it back to center, sitting up tall. Place the waist to the side. Oh my God, the cute little face. Mom Pilates, I love it. Okay, let's come and lay on your right side real quick. We're gonna do a quick little side work. Laying all the way out. You can rest your head on your arm, on your hand, or all the way down on your arm. Legs are straight, and then you bring them a micro inch forward, pulling your bottom waistline up, push your top hip away. Lift the top leg, flex the foot, sweep the leg forward and point and kick it back. Flex to bring it forward and point to move back. So you can have your kickstand hand, or it could be to your hip, it could be behind your head. Where is it giving you stability and challenge? So you never want to push into a challenge so far that you don't have stability. Pull the belly in, wrap the ribs. Last one here. It comes back to center, spiral the thigh to the sky. We lift, flex, and pull. So you've got that imaginary rubber band around your feet. It's not going to snap back. It's resisting each way. The next one stays to the sky. Hold it, spiral the thigh open even more. We draw our circles to the sky. Circle and control. Reverse it. And then hold, flex the foot. We sweep the leg forward, straight back up to the sky. It comes forward, straight back up. For 3, 2, strong hips. Last one. We take the leg all the way down, bend the knees for clamshells, push the top hip away, open and close. Squeeze. So create that length between rib and hip. Draw the belly in. And then we hold that knee open, tiny pulses up. For 5. And last one, lower that knee down. Let's pull the knee into the chest, the top knee, and then kick it straight out. The top knee pulls in and extend. Each time getting a little bit longer. Breathe. The next one, we're going to hold it all the way out. Lower that leg to the mat. Send the bottom leg out straight. Pull your bottom forearm underneath you. Top hand to the hip. And then we're just going to lift the hips up. Maybe stack the feet. Reach the top hand to the sky. Lift a little bit higher. Feel that bottom waistline. Lift a little bit higher, and then lower the hips. Swivel the legs to the other side. And we're magically on the other side, and let's repeat that. So setting up the same way you did on the first side, legs are touch forward, wrap the ribs in, push the top hip away, top foot up in line with the hip, it sweeps forward and press back. Sweep forward. So try not to let anything else move. Where's the hand? Is it on the mat? Is it on your hip? Is it behind your head? 3. How still can you keep your top hip? Last one. It returns to center, spiral the thigh to the sky. We lift, flex and pull. Point and lift, flex and pull. 3. Last one, hold it up, spiral the thigh, open, circles. So you're gonna really open through the thigh and then reverse. And then flex the foot, we sweep it forward and sweep it up. Forward and then 2. Last one. And we take it all the way down. Bend the knees, clamshells, push the top hip away. We just lift and lower, lift, squeeze, bend down. We wrap the ribs in. Almost there. Give it all you got. And then hold this one up and tiny pulses up, up. Little squeeze, squeeze. So the butt just stays tight for 4, 3, 2, and last one, lower it down, top knee, flex the foot, it pulls into the chest, and then kick out. And it pulls in and extend. As it pulls in, really focus on those abs drawing in, and kick. 2 more. Last one, kick it out and hold. And then lower that leg down, bottom leg goes out to meet it. However you do it on the first side, prop up that bottom arm, and then we're gonna just lift up into the side plank, reach the hand out. We're gonna come into the front plank, so just FYI, lift the hips up, breathe, long neck, pull your head back just a touch and lift it up a tiny bit, just trying to get it in alignment, and let's meet in your front plank. You're still on your forearms, press the palms down, lengthen through the heels, draw the abs up and in. And breathe here. Lengthen through the crown of the head, through the heels. Magnetize your abs up and in. They're super activated. And make your way onto your hands. Long body here. And then meet back into your downward dog. You pedal the knees out here. Starting to let your body know we've made it through class. Pressing both heels back and then slow walk of the toes to the hands. And just hanging out in your forward fold here for a moment. Letting everything go. You can also slightly bend those knees. You can really get a release in the low back. And then meet back at center. See that your feet are starting with a good posture. We're going to slowly start to roll the spine up, vertebra by vertebra. It's going to be the last thing that lifts. Pulling the shoulder blades down to standing longer, taller, and stronger than before class. And we're going to take a nice big inhale up. And exhale. One more time, big inhale up. And exhale. Nice work, Pilates Hotties. Oh my gosh, this little face in the camera.